When the 2012-2013 season ended on the Tabor Avenue campus of Mary Star of the Sea High School for the girls basketball team, the Stars dreadfully finished 1-15. So the Stars knew they needed to make necessary changes to improve the program, and the first big step was hiring new head coach and proud alumni Victor Tuberosi. A fiery demeanor and defense-first approach was brought to the table in Tuberosi's first season, where the Stars made tremendous improvements. And one of the biggest improvements was the arrival of freshman guard Angela Pisano. Possessing an unorthodox but effective one-handed floater, Pisano and the Stars finished off the 2014 season with a 6-16 record. But the very next year, in Tuberosi's second season, the Stars more than doubled their win total in 2015. Pisano posted a 42-point scoring effort against Downey Calvary Chapel and also dropped 31 points on in-city neighbor Port of Los Angeles. Another freshman guard by the name of Anale Amnasi, who played defense like an Army drill instructor, joined the Stars in 2015, and she made immediate impact on both ends of the court, helping Mary Star end a 39-game losing streak in league play. In the season finale on February 12th against St. Pius VI St. Matthias Academy, the Stars won 48-33, knocking the Warriors out of first place and putting the Stars into the CIF Southern Section playoffs for the first time since 2009. The Stars won their first-round matchup before falling in the second round to eventual Division V Single-A champion Orangewood Academy. A very respectable 14-10 finish for the 2015 Stars, which was exactly what the record was for the 2016 edition of the Blue and Gold. In the 2016 opener on December 1st, 2015 against Chadwick, Pisano was once again brilliant, scoring 31 points, leading the Stars to a blowout victory. The first half of the season went by positively for Mary Star, winning 10 of their first 14 games, including the Fireball Tournament Championship in Linwood. However, a late season struggle in the second half of the season, including a critical loss in league play to St. Bernard, cost the Stars a playoff spot. The metamorphosis of Stars girls hoops continued to climb in the year 2017 as they won the Fireball Tournament title for the second consecutive season. And for the first time in a while, the pollsters in the CIF Southern Section began to take notice, as the Stars ensured they would reach the playoffs for the second time in 3 years by sweeping St. Bernard. On January 24th, in a Santa Fe League game at Pomona Catholic, Pisano, now a senior, would reach a seemingly unreachable milestone. That is the 1,500th career point for Mary Star senior guard Angela Pisano. The All-CIF selection, a first in Tuberosi's tenure, finished with 1,612 for her 4-year career. Receiving a first-round bye in the Division V Single-A playoffs, the Stars then took on AGBU of Pasadena in the second round. Pisano scored 32 points as the Stars dominated from the opening tip all the way to the final buzzer in a 59-15 rout. Amnasi was all over the place in the victory, as Mary Star advanced to the quarterfinals for the first time in program history, where they fell short, losing to Sherman Indian of Riverside, ending the 2017 season 18-10. With Pisano now graduated, the Stars relied on a more harmonious offensive approach for the 2018 season. That also included a resurgence in senior power forward Melanie Meza, and she delivered, posting career efforts and pacing the Stars in both points and rebounds, averaging a double-double in both categories. The Stars also added 2 new hard-nosed reinforcements, the first being sophomore Sarah Leba, who brought an outstanding outside shot and in-your-face pressure defense. Freshman guard Christina Camacho didn't play often, but when she did, she provided valuable minutes whenever the Stars needed her to produce. The Stars once again placed third in Santa Fe League competition and advanced to the Southern Section Division V AA playoffs, reaching the quarterfinals for the second straight season, where they went up against 4th-seeded Arrowhead Christian at home. The Stars pulled away late in the second half, with strong performances from Inasi, Jillian Duran, and Mesa, all seniors. Talented freshman Carla Rocha paced the Stars in scoring, and when the final buzzer sounded, the girls' basketball Stars reached the semifinals for the first time in program history when they upset Arrowhead Christian 48-38. Matching up against highly touted Grace Brethren of Simi Valley in the Final Four, the Stars never quit despite being overwhelmed by the eventual Division V AA champions. Nasi led the Stars with 17 points and was honored with an All-CIF Southern Section selection. The Stars finished 18-9 in 2018, and they knew they could only go up from here. Beginning the 2019 season slow, Mary Star lost 10 of their first 15 games with key players out due to injury. But a new star emerged on the rise in impact transfer sophomore point guard Isabella Serrano, who instantly galvanized the Stars, and they began to hit their stride. Another new addition in 2019 was the versatile sophomore guard Caitlin Owase. After spending her freshman season in 2018 on the junior varsity level, Owase brought an exceptionally high IQ to the Stars, who made another strong push in the regular season to yet again place third in a difficult Santa Fe league. After eliminating Eastside Christian of Fullerton in the first round of the Division V AA playoffs, the Stars hosted fourth-seeded Rancho Christian of Temecula. Down by 2, Lorraine Medina provided a flair for the United late by driving to the hoop for 2, tying the score at 54. Thanks to great pressure defense in the closing seconds, not allowing Rancho Christian to get off a potential game-winning shot, Mary Star was able to force overtime. And in the closing seconds of the extra frame, the Stars took a 61-58 lead on 3 free throws from Rocha after she was fouled attempting a three-pointer from the right wing. With 11.3 seconds remaining, Rancho Christian had 2 opportunities to try and send it into a second overtime. Their first attempt was off. Their second attempt never happened, thanks to this late interception by Camacho as Beckham reigns on Tabor Avenue, with the Stars pulling off yet another playoff upset. Leyva paced the Stars with a game-high 21 points, with Rocha and Medina also scoring in double figures. The Stars then defeated Mesa Grande Academy in the quarterfinals, advancing to the semifinals for the second straight year. The Stars were able to host the semifinal, but it was the same result as last year, as they were bounced by Linfield Christian of Temecula, the eventual champion. But these Stars were far from finished, as they earned a berth in the CIF Southern California Regional Playoffs for the first time in program history. Down early to Montclair, who was the runner-up of Division V AA, this momentum-shifting three-pointer in the second quarter by Owase turned the tide for the Stars, as they held off the host Cavaliers 34-31 to become the first San Pedro Prep Sports program to win a CIF Southern California Regional first-round game. Serrano led the Stars in scoring with 11 points before fouling out, while all 6 of Owase's points came in when the Stars needed the most. February 26, 2019 will forever go down as one of the greatest days in the history of Stars girls hoops. 2 nights later, the Stars tried to pull off yet another postseason miracle at Ramona of Riverside in the quarterfinals. The Stars led throughout the first 3 quarters, but only scoring 3 points in the final frame led to their elimination. Ramona of Riverside went on to win the game, and a week later, the Division V Regional Championship. Determination and motivation were on the side of the Stars for the 2019-2020 season, as they added yet another gifted freshman with a high basketball IQ in Bella Marconi. Coming from an awesome athletic family bloodline, Marconi brought inside toughness and the ability to shoot from deep to a team that had full designs of capturing its first league title since 1984. Along the way, they won the St. Monica Tournament crown. Then on December 14, 2019, in Marconi's high school debut, the Stars made a massive statement from a local perspective by destroying in-city neighbor San Pedro 62-28. 1 month later, the Stars opened off league play with a 41-11 drubbing of defending league champion St. Genevieve. On January 21st, the Stars broke open a close game with rival St. Matthias at home with a 16-0 third quarter scoring burst, winning 42-32 for Coach Tuberosi's 100th career win. On senior night, February 4th, Leba, one of the 5 seniors, dazzled everybody in the Taper Avenue gym with an unreal behind-the-back coast-to-coast drive for a reverse layup plus the foul. This highlight reel play will go down as one of the more iconic moments in Mary Star basketball lore. It also ignited the Stars to a convincing 65-32 win over the Vikings, netting them an automatic share of the Santa Fe League Championship with both St. Genevieve and St. Pius. The Stars made it to the second round of the Division IV Single-A playoffs. The 2021 season did not begin for Mary Star until April, but the final 2 pieces of a possible championship puzzle was seemingly put into place with the arrival of 2 equally gifted freshmen like fabulous forward Madison Watts and scintillating sharpshooting guard Andrea Lopez. With this new brand of firepower, the Stars steamrolled to a repeat of the Santa Fe League title and carried a 15-0 record into the Division IV AA playoffs, where they survived a first-round scare from Temple City, winning 48-36 in the first round. After eliminating La Quinta of Westminster in round 2, the Stars went on a massive display from downtown in the quarterfinals against Calabasas. Marconi hit 4 3-pointers, while Lopez drilled 6 of them, including 5 in the second half, to propel the Stars to a 78-64 triumph. Reaching the semifinals for the 3rd time in 4 seasons, Mary Star was adamant in not letting this opportunity slip through their fingers against Immaculate Heart, leading wire to wire before eventually winning 57-40. Clinching the Stars their first CIF Southern Section Girls Basketball Championship game appearance. This San Pedro-based Catholic school of 500 enrollment proved to be giant killers, defeating their first 4 opponents with a combined 6,000 enrollment, and they had one more opportunity to take down another giant in Agoura, a team that possessed players of 5'7" all the way up to 6'2", giving them decisive height advantages in every position. However, no one dared to attempt to tell the Stars that, as they battled back from an early 7-0 deficit to only trail 27-26 at halftime. Then the Stars went on full beast mode in the 3rd quarter, outscoring the Chargers by 11 to take a 43-33 lead into the final 8 minutes of action. With just over 3 minutes to play in the 4th quarter, the Stars survived Agoura's first attempt to cut down their deficit, then took an 8-point lead on the last of 4 3-pointers by Lopez, who scored 21 points for the Stars. Watts, who scored a game-high 24 points, sealed the deal late with 2 free throws, and the evolution of Mary Star girls basketball was completed with a 54-50 victory over Agoura to capture their programs and the school's first CIF Southern Section Sports Championship for the Division IV AA girls basketball title. Opening the CIF Southern California Regional Division III AA playoffs as the 4th seed, the Stars justified that lofty ranking with a blowout victory over CIF Los Angeles City Section Power Crenshaw. Then in the semis against another city juggernaut, the Stars took the challenge right to Westchester behind Watts, the eventual Southern Section Division IV AA Player of the Year. She scored a game-high 33 points. Then in the second half, the Stars' other all-CIF selection, Serrano, took charge, hitting 5 triples and scoring 17 points. Those 2 stellar outings was enough for the Stars to defeat the Comets 74-58 for Mary Star's 22nd straight win and one final senior send-off for Serrano, Camacho, and Owase. The Stars' magical run finally ended with a 72-44 regional final loss to CIF San Diego Section Power Rancho Bernardo. But the loss did nothing to diminish the achievement of these shining stars, further enhancing the evolution of Mary Star girls basketball.